I'm Florence Atieno Nyango, TED 120/19. I want to give out a summary of the virtual trip 2 which I've watched under the following areas, which was supervisory control in data acquisition, SCADA, industrial Internet of Things, cement manufacturing, and Proctor compaction test. Under SCADA, I've learned that SCADA is a supervisory control in data acquisition used to control, monitor, and analyze factory processes. These factory processes include electric transmission, transportation of gas, distribution of water, and also use in traffic lines. Functions of SCADA in a factory. The first one is acquisition of data, which involves data communication, data presentation, and data control. The second function is monitor and regulate flow of water. Then finally is maintain specific levels of water in the tank and also maintain the flow rates. Another area I've watched was industrial Internet of Things, which I've learned that industrial Internet of Things has two steps. That is collecting of data and changing of data into information. Industrial Internet of Things helps to ensure data is transmitted in the network required and a space it is required can be fast. It also ensures the sender and the receiver of this data are close. In Internet of Things, I also learned that about the edge computing. Edge computing means we require something at the edge of the factory animation or IT system that help in initial processing of this processing of data. The edge computations has the following characteristics or features. The first feature or characteristic is filtering, where filtering is the change of the microdata into information. The second feature or characteristics is formally reactions or security, which is the system reliance. After that, I've watched also the comparison of edge computing and cloud computing, whereby cloud computing develops data while edge computing helps to put the data into action. After that, I've watched the area of my specialization, which is building and construction. And the first video was cement manufacturing. And cement manufacturing, under cement manufacturing, I've learned that cement manufacturing process begins from the quarry whereby materials are obtained from the quarry and then crushed into less than 80 millimeter size. These materials are then taken into pre-homogenization hall, whereby they are stacked pile in a pre-blending bed, which is the pre-homogenization hall. These raw materials, which is pre-homogenized, they are taken and grounded into fine particles, which is called raw mill. Raw mill is then homogenized into a physical and chemical composition by mixing. Raw mill is then preheated at 850 Celsius, then taken to a kiln where it is being heated at 2640 degrees Celsius. It is then cooled at 100 degrees Celsius, then stored. Later, clinkers formed are mixed with gypsum, which help in setting of the cement, and then grounded into a fine particles called cement. The cement is then stored in a dry place and can be packed in heavy trucks or bags and then transported. The final area of my specialization which I watched was Proctor compaction test. The Proctor compaction test is the test used to obtain optimum moisture content at which a given type of soil will most condense and achieve its maximum dry density. This Proctor test helps to find the maximum degree compaction of this type of soil will be done so that obtain this moisture content. After that, have to watch the procedure and learn how the procedure of the compaction Proctor test should be done. The first one was, it starts by measuring the weight of the metal pan and mold. Soil sample is then sieved under sieve number 4. Then the sieved soil is divided into 4, and then water is being added at a difference of 2%, whereby the water that will give the optimum moisture content is begun, and then others is put to this different sample of the soil at a difference of 2%. Then these specimens are then compacted in a mold. The compaction is done in a 25 blows of regular rates and compacted in 3 layers of the same thickness. The collar is then removed after compaction. Then take a small sample of soil which is compacted and measure, then record the weight. Remove the specimen in its mold, then you take a sample from it and measure weight and put in oven for 24 hours. After 24 hours, take it out and measure dry weight and record. Then calculate dry unit weight. This Proctor test is mostly done in the road construction before the construction of roads commence. And that marks the end of my summary. Thank you.